Morning guys from YouTube, and so this is a continuation of the 1 in 70 or 1 in 87 scale RC build. So which I didn't show you is here's the steering linkage for the 1 in 87 scale, which is a Herpa, and then you'll get a within the box you'll get the bag full of the different or full of the wheels. You get 4 of them, 4 linkages. They give you tires and rims and all that stuff. And when you take it out of the box, this is what it'll look like. So you've got the little steerings right here that go on the ends of there, each side, and you've got the steering pulley, and then you got the wheels that will go onto these hubs, and then you got the aftermarket. I think they're 12mm tires, rubber tires, and then you can get all this stuff from eBay. So, and then I actually broke this truck apart, because what you do is you got to break them. You got to take the truck apart. Be very careful how you take everything apart, because you can easily break the little connection points. But nothing's glued. If anything's glued, that means somebody had it before you. So then glue the pieces together. So if you do get vehicles, you want to make sure that you get vehicles that are straight out of the box, not secondhand, because sometimes they'll glue things together, and then you have to break stuff, or you'll end up breaking things. So make sure you get vehicles that are straight out of the box and new. So this is it broken down. The only thing you'll use is this is the front wheel, so you won't need that. You'll use the back for the drivetrain back wheels. And then here's the servos, the 2 servos that go in. One will be for the drivetrain, the other will be for the steering. And then you got your DATS 87. Now this one here is not compatible with a FlySky i6X. It's not compatible. So if you get one of these and then you have that controller, it's not going to work. It won't turn on. It won't bind. So you got to get a FlySky X, or excuse me, FlySky i6. And then on there too, it kind of tells you what it's compatible with. They have another micro DATS receiver that's compatible with the i6X, but it seems that they're out of it. So, or if you're looking for it, just go on there, Google search it on eBay, or go to eBay, search it, look for the DATS, and it'll give you all the different models and different receivers that you can use, and you just use what you need for whatever you're doing. So, all right, so here's all the breakdown. So what I'll do is I'm gonna put this together, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Okay, I've put the 2 hubs on where the wheels, or where the rims will connect, and now I'm going to put on the steering linkage. All right, there's the steering linkage on, and I would just say find a good method to put these on. They have little plastic, like little plastic pieces on the ends that you push into place, and that's how you get those on. I've never broken any of them, but you just got to be careful not to break them when you clip them in. So just be careful when you clip little ends on, if you're going to use this steering linkage and steering kit. So next we will put the rims on, but I'm not going to connect them on there. I'll be able to take them off. They're going to give you little ends that go in to where the holes are, that will connect into this, and then it'll be permanently set in there. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm just going to show you what they look like with the rims on the hubs. All right, the rims are on the hubs. And sometimes about right in this section right here, you can sand that rim down so it's not rubbing against this part right here. Sometimes it'll rub in there. So you can just sand the edges of that down so that when you put it on, you have a clean spinning rim. And then, you know, you just put the tires on the rim, and then that'll be done. So flipping that upside down, and this is when you're going to need a Dremel. So this will fit on there. So what you'll do from here is you'll just figure out a good way to put this on. You can either put it this way, or you can flip it and put it closer to the back, so that when you do put your servo in there, the distance from the servo arm to the steering isn't so far. But it just depends on what will work best for when you do it yourself. So I'm a Dremel that out right there so I can slip this into place and make sure that things are clear, the clearance is good. So with the Dremel right here, I Dremeled out, as you see that, so I can slip the steering inside the front axle. So you'll Dremel that section out so you can stick the wheels in there, or the front steering linkage. And there you go, it's on there. As you see, everything is clear. The clearance is good. It can turn freely, and it's got good clearance. I like these steering racks, or these steering kits, because they give you 4 of them. So you get 4 of these. As to buying the brass ones, and then the brass ones, man, I bought one of those excavators. Or not, no, it was a bulldozer. And I'm telling you, doing that, I actually didn't even use it because a lot of stuff on it, I couldn't get it to work. The only thing I got to work was the chain tracks. It was just really difficult. And so I can imagine how difficult it would be too, just with the brass steering. This is just easy. You put it together, it all snaps in. I can put holes in it just by warming up a needle, and because you got to put a hole right there. And normally what I do is I use the resistor nodes that have the little tiny hard wires, and I just glue it in there, and then your steering will, the servo will move it side to side, which would steer it. I'll show you it once I get to it. But it's just so much easier when you just have plastic, and you can cut anything you need to cut. Very simple if you have a Dremel. As to buying the brass stuff, and that brass stuff is expensive. It's just ridiculously expensive. And even if you know how to modify these instead of using the brass gears, the brass is more prettier and nicer. But like I said, if you just use your imagination, you can get it on there really nice and have a really nice looking vehicle. Like, you know, I made it work with this, and you're not paying, you know, some ridiculous price for, you know, $75 for this, the brass stuff, $50. I mean, that stuff is expensive, man. So I just use this, and you can, you know, I bought 6 of these. I don't know, I think they were $4 a piece or something like that. But you can buy enough to, you know, to do a decent truck and not spend a couple $100. I think this cost me like $150 for the vehicles I bought, and I've got 5 vehicles, and I think that's about as much as I spent. If you know these vehicles, they're pretty expensive to build if you're using all the brass stuff, and that's why they sell them for so much, I guess, in Europe. But you know, just use the method I'm showing you, and you can get by with building some really nice vehicles and using you know, easily affordable electronics or gearings systems for these, so that you're not spending a whole bunch of money trying to, you know, make one or whatnot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this video. I'm gonna make a part 2. That way I can give my phone more space, and then we'll go on and continue with the rest of the build from there. All right, guys, you take care and see you in part 2.